Hey, what's up? We are live talking about the usual bad pop culture. It seems to come up a bit.
Well, is it Disney or is it something else?
Disney comes up. Disney owns everything. They always come up now. They come up in everything.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate truth. Inconvenient truth, as Al Gore would say, right? Did you ever see that movie?
I thought it was isn't it just like a documentary about global warming?
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of, I don't know. It was kind of bullshit. He especially when he lives in like a mansion and makes tons of money. Like, it's ridiculous. Right. I saw this clip of him and Richard Branson were on some talk show, and what did they asked Richard Branson if he thought that Al Gore was a prophet, and then Richard Branson said depends how you spell prophet. That's I think that's about true.
I mean,
and Al Gore like cracked up because he was like, yeah, definitely. That's basically what it is. Oh yeah, so how's
all the stuff that's getting like funded is for a reason.
Oh yeah, it's in your face for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. Oh yeah, let me start off with some clips here. Yeah, I'm not retiring this clip anytime soon. This one's a good one.
Wow. Oh, it's gonna be right there. You cannot stick it in the ground. It's not gonna work. Who did that? You gotta put it in the shoe.
I wonder how many people were hurt during all that. Got to be a few, right?
Did the car blow up, or it was just near it?
It doesn't look like the car caught fire. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but I'm sure that car had some damage.
It had like connected to some gasoline, or
Oh yeah. Actually, I might bring up when we go up to Salem. I might bring some fireworks.
You can't get them around here.
No, you can't even. I had to go over to Pennsylvania to get them. Get the good ones, man.
Oh.
They're not even that bad. It's like for $20 you get like a good one that looks legit, and then you to buy one get one. So
I don't know
pretty
if
good
I
price.
really want to fuck around with that shit.
What was that?
I said I don't know if I even really want to fuck around with that shit and have it like accidentally blow up my hands.
Well, I'll light it. I would, yeah. I would take
cool.
the.
Just, I've been to like fireworks shows, and I don't know. I get bored pretty quick with them.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you kind of like the way I would do it is you only light off a few. Like
I want
don't
to shoot it at something, that like could explode.
Like once you do like, 10 minutes,
like
10 minutes of it, yeah, you get like numb to it.
Yeah, 10 minutes. That's all.
Really, honestly, like all those fireworks shows are like, you always get so numb to it. But if you just see like a couple that go off, you're like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, it's just like the same shit, just a couple different colors and patterns going on, and then the finale, I guess, goes off for the end.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's crazy. I was looking on the site of the place I might go to, and the ones that are like $600 are like fucking crazy. It's like it's pretty much like a fireworks show. It's like 240 like different things that explode. It's like nuts.
A good store would be a place that sold fireworks and guns at the same time with like a shooting range, and then you could shoot the fireworks at like targets when you're not using a gun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a couple good ones. I mean, there's some of these fireworks where you get this tube and you just kind of like basically put this like big ball dynamite thing in it, and then it kind of shoots up from the tube. It's kind of like that one was pretty nuts.
I'm surprised that going through all those videos, I didn't see anything with like somebody shooting a gun at a firework, or like a firework out of a gun, or like a gunshot and a firework shot at the same time. Nothing.
Yeah, I wonder if that would work if you could shoot the firework and it would light it off.
Well, I know.
Pretty sweet.
I mean, I thought I would have come across somebody shooting like maybe a machine gun or an Uzi and like some fireworks at the same time.
Yeah, I mean that'd be pretty cool. I mean, and that's one thing. Like me and Doug, man, we should have done so much more shit when we were in Vegas. We could have gone like shooting like machine guns at a place right outside Nevada. We could have gone to like a whorehouse. We didn't even go to like old Las Vegas, which is like the old street. We just went on the strip. We didn't even we hardly like moved.
What did you do? You just hung out where you were staying at and went downstairs every day and just gambled?
No, it's like so. There's there's the strip, which is like the main big casinos around that. So you can walk up and down that all night, all day.
And
a lot of them are connected with like indoor walkways.
Like 6th Street or whatever. It's like the tourist area.
Yeah, it's like all these casinos are connected by like even
or like
air conditioned
for New York, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, but you can walk to them from indoors. Like you don't even have to leave any of the casinos. They're all kind of like connected.
Like an
so like, you don't even have to go outside. So you don't even know what time it is really. And then there's a street called Fremont Street, which is parallel to the strip, and that's kind of like old Las Vegas. There's casinos there too, but they're like the shitty casinos, like the local shit, the raw shit. And then outside of Vegas, you can like shoot guns, get whores, legal whores, you know, like all completely legal.
Yeah, I don't know, just the way that like you described that mountain shit, I don't know if I could handle that. I would like to go there, but I don't think I can put myself through that kind of driving.
Oh, well, that was going over the Rockies. That's different. You don't have to go over the Rockies.
Avoidable?
Yeah, you could fly to Vegas.
But no, I mean, like, is it avoidable driving wise too?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it just takes a lot longer.
No, we went a weird way. We could have totally done a different way.
That's just sent you through that shit.
Yeah, we went through the Rockies to get, which was we didn't plan it out the greatest. We could have went south into the desert and gone over to Arizona that way. Like it was like just not the greatest route. But we went into like Utah, which was cool. It was a whole different thing. But yeah, I would not go over the mountains again. I mean, there was little mountains in Nevada, but they weren't a big deal. They weren't like anything that would be like scary or anything. Like there's this little mountain that had a cloud kind of hanging on it, and it started to like rain like crazy, and all these cars started like pulling over, like right before the mountain. And I was just like, "Fuck it!" So I went up the mountain. And as soon as we like went down the mountain, there was no rain. It was all just like kind of stuck on the little mountain. I mean, we don't have anything like that here, but it's cool. The desert's cool. It's a different kind of place. Have you ever been out like anywhere in the Southwest?
I visited South Carolina. Went there.
Oh yeah, that's the East Coast, man. That's like the East Coast, not even far off from here. It's just like a southern version of where we're at. Where'd you go? Like Myrtle Beach and shit?
No, I don't. I was like visiting some like my aunt's neighbor. It's fucking pretty random. I don't remember.
That is.
Why.
Was it like a beach vacation or no?
No, I don't think we went to the beach. We went to like some arcade, and I got some Mr. Pibb and played this like safari game where you drive around on a Jeep and like lasso these creatures, like, and like prehistoric stuff. It's a pretty cool game.
It's like Christian prehistoric stuff, where like men are walking around.
It was a weird it wasn't like an amusement park. It was like an arcade, but it had rides in it, like bumper car stuff and other shit.
Well, speaking of South Carolina, man, that's reminded me of some Gone with the Wind shit. Here's Gone with DeSantis.
Don't you love me? 300.
We've had a hankering to live here.
Get off the place, you dirty Yankee.
This is the strangest video I think I've ever found. I think you found it, but
yeah, it's for some reason it showed up when I was looking for the 4th of July stuff.
It's just weird because it's like I don't get it. I don't get why I put his face there. You know, like I guess just to be weird. Future president right there, though.
Oh, really? He's the favorite?
No, I think Trump is still the favorite. Trump and Biden probably once again. Great choices. That's what sucks. It's like we just don't get any good choices. We have 2 choices to begin with, and they're both bad.
Oh man, I really don't want to have to go through that shit again.
I mean, I guess we're gonna be here.
That's all that we had to choose from. There's nobody else.
I mean, Biden's gonna run again, which is fucking crazy. I'm so honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm surprised even Biden.
There's no one else other than Trump. That's
no, there's DeSantis, but and I think that's really
I'd rather
it.
just anything else.
I'd honestly, if it was DeSantis versus RFK Jr., I wouldn't mind who was if like any of them were president. I'd be fine with all that.
Jr.,
That'd be
I
cool.
thought that whole family was dead.
No, man, he's like making the rounds on Joe Rogan and everything. He's kind of like he's like a Democrat, but he's very like he's anti-vaccine. He'll never work in that party because he's like almost like a Republican, but he's a Democrat. So he'll never fit into that whole scene. So that's not gonna happen. But Biden's supposed to run again, which is fucking crazy. Has like a rapist, cocaine media son.
Yeah,
and
but
he's gonna still run.
His son, not him.
Yeah, but it's funny how
he's still alive. I thought he might die before he finished his term.
I mean, it is funny how all this stuff coming out now
dementia or
about him, like if all this stuff that is coming out about Hunter Biden came out during the Joe Biden like Trump election, it would have been really bad. Like they really swept that under the rug, and now all the shit that came out, it's like, oh yeah. I mean, if I was him, I would like step down and be like, I need to like, you know, he's not gonna win Biden, so I don't really get it. It's gonna just give Trump back the presidency.
Good since he took over. It's been he like destroyed, but you know, the economy and just really
it's been bad. I mean, I don't know how much that is the president's fault, but it has been bad, and I think it only like it's not going to help your cause.
It's not him. It's just
right, but it's just like it's not going to help your
everyone
cause.
That works like is under him doing stuff for him that he takes the blame for. But still, it's just regardless of who it is or what, it's been bad. It's been like worse.
It's been really bad. It's been
over.
even like. It's like even like what is this? Is this the 3rd year he's been? Yeah, it's like it's been bad. It's been like worse each year. It's like progressively getting worse and worse. So yeah, no, it's not looking good for him. And then there's like that whole Afghanistan thing where he had all those like refugees die in Afghanistan because we left like at the wrong time. It was I don't know. There's like a lot of bad shit he's done. Remember that?
Taking off.
Yeah. No, it's been. I mean, it's like he's not getting dealt the best timing, but it's just been really bad. I mean, even Trump too. It's if you take out the pandemic, he would have definitely won another election. That killed it for him for sure.
I don't think they even cared that like there's conspiracy theory stuff that they had the pandemic happen to fuck Trump over and then have the ballots be done in a way they could manipulate them. So
right.
I don't think they
really
give a shit the impact of COVID would have on everything else as long as they got in. It's just about getting in and having control of stuff. Doesn't really matter if once you have it, the outcome's good or bad. It's just being in control.
Yeah, I don't think Trump would have won, but I do think the numbers were like enhanced for Biden. Like they wanted to make sure Trump wasn't winning.
It's the first election that's been done like that ever, right?
What do you mean, like with all the mail-in stuff?
Ballots, yeah, and all that.
Not really. That also got exaggerated. No, the mail-in stuff's been for the past like 3 elections. So like that was exaggerated. I mean, Biden definitely would have won, but it was like the most votes ever in an election for any other. Like Biden got the most votes ever for any single candidate in history. Like that is strange.
I thought there was like some black sheep shit going on where they found out dead people were getting votes.
But that's happened like all the time. But I don't think that like, I mean, the Republicans are gonna exaggerate that. Like, what is that? Like a couple hundred votes? It's less than people are thinking. It's like that happens, but not like by the 1,000, like, or even 100. That's happened like that's like a couple hundred votes. I think Biden was gonna win, but I think there are some weird numbers that make you think maybe things were screwed with digitally. Probably digitally.
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before, like I don't care who's in office. I just don't want the economy to be fucking terrible.
Yeah, honestly, it's
really, I don't give a shit about ideology or any of that shit. I just want my money to be valuable and my savings not to be completely fucked. I can't even look at certain shit I have investments in because it's been like down, like in half, like it's been halved.
Yeah, no, it's been bad. It's been really like all the 401k has been a shit. I mean, it's gotten a little better. It's gotten better than I remember. There's a real down period, but it's gotten better than that. But yeah, it's all that really matters is like shit that personally affects you, and that's very like person to person. Like I don't give a shit about anything else other than like my money. I don't care about any social issues, but there are some people that I care about social issues. I don't give a shit.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I were a woman, I would definitely want to be able to get an abortion. I wouldn't want to like have someone rape me and then I have to raise that child.
Well, it's state to state. It's so they can always, if they really want an abortion, just go to a different state.
Or like say,
I'm kind of fine with that too.
I didn't even like at all, and then they decided they had to keep it, and I had to like live the rest of my life like still having to talk to them and deal with them. I wouldn't want that.
Oh yeah, I mean, let me think. What year is it? What year is it now? How old am I? 36, 21. Let me see. Hold on. I mean, if I at one point could have potentially had a kid, and there was an abortion.
Like morning after pill or something?
No, there was an abortion that happened. At former ex-girlfriend. That kid.
You have to like make an appointment, and then is it free or you have to pay?
I don't know. I did like what the guy in Fast Times did. I just sort of, like I didn't answer any calls. I sort of disappeared. I pulled a Des Moines. That was his name, Des Moines.
Des Moines.
No, I mean, no, I
was like the guy who would scout tickets and he had sex with Jennifer Jason Leigh or whatever.
He just didn't call her. No, but no, I mean, I don't know. I was involved a little bit, but that kid, I would have had like right now to this day a 14-year-old kid. I just looked up the dates.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have had a teenager right now.
Money you saved up now would be like
gone.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, and then potentially even like, you never even know with like lawsuit shit and child support. Although I don't know if I would have been able to. I think that's legally married. They have so much
power that say like they just like, I don't know. They like you were doing something to annoy them. They could just make up some shit and like. Completely.
All I'm saying is, I'm an abortion survivor, and I should be treated better than the rest of the public socially. I'm an abortion survivor. I fought on the side of abortion in the culture war of 2020. Where were you during the culture war? That's what we're going to be asking ourselves.
Locked in my house.
Yeah, I mean that whole shit was fucking weird, man. It's still like,
I don't know. It's funny, like everyone was like freaking out being on lockdown.
Yeah, you wouldn't have cared.
I'm kind of just like doing what I normally do anyway. It's just now I get to work from home. It's awesome.
Yeah, and there's certain people that were unaffected.
No, it was like I
wasn't super affected either.
I was like so for it. I was hoping that I could stay home and work all the time instead of they made us do this like hybrid shit where I have to go in, and I kept telling them, I was like, I can do what I need to do here. Like, there's no fucking difference. Maybe the
Wait,
copy and fax machine, but I don't even need it that much.
Initially, did you lose your job or furloughed or whatever?
What
I didn't
happened
lose
was
my job
I
always kept going.
just
I got lucky
taken
with
this
that.
job doing it was like a mixture. It was a mixture of accounting using QuickBooks and
Was that different? Was that different from
property
where you're at
management.
now?
Yeah, it's different. This is like,
Okay.
what? It's been like 3 years now, right?
I mean, yeah, it's been a
So,
little over
yeah,
3 years.
Right before I got the job, or no, like right after I got the job, we were in lockdown. So I had to like get trained and learn QuickBooks virtually, which was kind of difficult. I mean, I eventually I figured it out, but it was pretty much having like a Zoom type of conference in the morning, and then everyone just like did what they need to do, and it was not that big a deal.
It was just weird. It was just an uncomfortable situation. Like even thinking of those Zooms, like gives me anxiety.
Oh yeah,
I don't think it was really like
that, but
the issue of being home. It was more the issue of the uncertainty that is uncomfortable. That was the more uncomfortable part. You know, no one really knew what any details. I don't know. It was stupid. I mean, they also made it out to be like this is a fucking like plague that's gonna kill everybody. That's like how you were being told about it, which is absurd.
Yeah, now it's just like if you get it, you just still going to work.
I mean, yeah, no, I heard that. I heard through the grapevine at my job that there is no like don't come into work if you have it anymore, which is fucking crazy. I feel like the least you could do would be like, all right, just work from home for a fucking week.
Everything is just it really had nothing to do with like the welfare of the general population. It's just like,
oh no, yeah, I've heard from the grapevine. I've heard from the I don't know exactly the people at my place, but I've heard from the grapevine that multiple people have had COVID and come in, and we've all been exposed to it. And I don't think anyone, got it from that, but it's still just not ethical or smart.
Yeah.
I mean, also just like at that point, just if we have the capabilities to let someone work from home, just fucking let them work from home. It's like,
well, I was like trying to, like, I got my job to let us out like 30 minutes early on Fridays, which no one else in the office seemed to be that appreciative, because I was the only one like fucking putting myself out there saying like, I've had summer hours at other places, like the traffic's bad, like if you could just let us out early, like it'd help. And then I wanted to say like, I'm doing all this reconciliation shit, and it's like really, like it's not good for me to constantly get distracted with other shit. If I could like work from home and just do it and not have other shit going on, I'd be able to do a lot faster and more effective. But it's like, no, they want me to be able to like help answer phones and shit. It's like I never answer the phone. Really, Yeah,
I'm on the summer schedule now. We just come in Monday. The rest of the week is work from home. So this is like the only. It's like 8 weeks where it's good, and then the rest is shit. So
yeah, but it's so stupid because
summer is good for me.
You can do it like this and nothing changes yet.
Yeah, that's the shitty part.
Back to doing it the other way. It's like I don't understand.
Right. Yep. That's why I'm dreading September, and honestly, it's not even that far away.
Being around the same people for 8 hours every day, it's like you get sick of everybody. It's like it's nice when you're just doing your own thing and like you message something when you need them. It's like you don't have to like constantly like having like BS conversations
Wednesdays
about nothing because it's awkward and everyone's sitting in silence and shit, trying to just get through like.
Yeah. Well, Wednesdays for us, we have work from home during the regular schedule, but it is just like, one day. We really should have 2 days at least. And then even so, I've been taking I'll say like, oh, I'm sick or something, or I don't feel good. I've been taking like one extra work from home day a month just because I feel like I'm owed it. Like fuck it.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Monday people should probably come in just because.
Well, that's what we're doing for our summer. Monday we're checking
the weekend.
Yeah, it's
and then after that,
check in for the week.
Maybe Wednesday, like you come in and just like figure out what you got to do for the rest of the week, and then Friday everyone's like so fucking mentally checked out anyway. It's just like
No, I think honestly, this summer schedule of coming in Monday, just Monday, and the rest is work from home is pretty
I
ideal.
just think people work too
Pretty-
much. Like,
pretty
I
fine.
can get what I need to do in like working part time instead of full time, and it's like not a big fucking deal, you know. And
I
you
mean,
just
I
get
wish
paid
I
the
could.
same
I
and
definitely can't.
have
with my
less
job.
hours. It's fucking
Yeah, my
bullshit.
job I definitely can't. It's just we bill 7, like all my day has to be billed, so 7.5 hours are completely billed.
So it's almost like so you have like
So,
a
yeah.
company credit card. You have to like show like everything you spent, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, unless it's like internal work, then that doesn't count as build time. So if it's not for a client, it's just like for our own stuff, that's different. So I kind of that's where I'll kind of pad those hours a bit, that kind of thing. Yeah, no, my company sucks. It's also just I have to drive an hour. And then probably like an hour 20 minutes on the way back for traffic. So it's like 2 hours and almost like 2 hours 30 minutes like spent
Well,
a
it's good that you
day
like to
just
do it
driving
once.
there. And I don't like that area. I wouldn't want to move near there. It's just not like
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live where I work at, and I did for a little bit. I lived 5 minutes away from where I work now. I lived there like maybe.
Well, where did you work? What town did
10
you
years
work
ago
at
or
before?
something.
What town did you work at before that you didn't want to be at?
No, I lived in Asbury Park, and I worked at Pascal and Sabine, which is a restaurant, for like a year.
Yeah.
And the place I
Wait, don't you
lived
still
at-
live in Asbury
it's actually
Park?
like a minute away from where I work now.
Aren't you still in Asbury Park or no?
No, fuck no. I would never.
Where you
work
at?
there. It's a shithole. Asbury Park is a fucking shithole.
What town are you in now?
Spring Lake.
Oh, you live in Spring Lake?
Well, it comes up as Wall sometimes. I don't know.
But you found like an apartment in Spring Lake that's like decently priced, reasonably priced, clean, like they would say in
it's
Twin Peaks.
like 3-4 years now. The
Oh,
price
3 years,
felt
probably.
different than it was originally. I don't mean like just my rent. I just mean like in general, everything's so much fucking more.
Yeah, I gotta find a new place.
What is it, like Camden or some type of thing?
What, where I'm at? No, it's just like
that's a place in New Jersey I would not want anything to do with.
no, it's not that bad. It's just so far away, and that area is kind of boring. It's
Oh, I think you meant it's like where I'm at is like you don't want to. Like we have like metal bars over all the windows. You know.
yeah. I mean,
A lot of
there's
our
nothing
tenants
wrong
are
with the area. It's just
crackheads
kind
on
of
fucking
far and
Section
boring.
8, like Section 8 drug addicts. And
It's
we
by
have to have the door-
Bridgewater.
We have the door locked at all times with an intercom, and like only certain people could come in because we've had like people come in and like freak out and try and hurt people. You know, it's like not fun at all.
I mean, I'm sure you've never been to this area where I work. Have you ever been by Bridgewater? Probably not.
No, I never even heard of it.
Exactly, like Bridgewater and Branchburg, and I mean it's near Flemington, but not that close to Flemington.
I don't know Flemington either.
The only place that I would live,
I
only place
don't really, like go any. Like I don't like go for like hour-long, road trips just to like view New Jersey.
well, this is the only place
really
I would
stay in my
maybe
general
live.
area.
The only place I would maybe live near my job, and it's still probably like 40 minutes away, would be Lambertville. Have you ever heard of Lambertville?
Wasn't there like something haunted there?
Yeah, it's across the river from New Hope, which is in Pennsylvania, which
didn't
where I
we,
think
like,
we got
visit that?
salvia.
'Cause there was like some haunted house shit, and then
Yeah, and then
we bought the
salvia.
D from that guy with the. Remember he was talking about like seeing whales and shit.
But that was in New Hope. That's in Pennsylvania. That's a fucking. I mean, I'll say this: there's only like a couple places I would live in Pennsylvania, and that would be one. Because I mean, that's basically like rich New Jersey.
Yeah, I did not.
That's a
like
nice
living in
like area.
Philadelphia. It was
Oh,
hard to
no,
fucking
I don't-
sleep because everyone's
Pennsylvania's
like,
a
up
shithole,
all
man.
fucking night. Like I was, my room was like outside of a bar, and just fucking belligerent assholes up all night, and I'm too light of a sleeper to like overcome that kind of shit.
No, yeah, Pennsylvania is a shithole. It's just outside of a few places. It's I mean I don't know. It's just not like something I like personally. I mean, the funny thing is, it's not far off from New Jersey in a sense, but it's just, it is. It's like, even though it isn't, it is. It's weird to explain. But yeah, there's only a few places I don't know. I also just get like sick of how many people are in New Jersey. There's just so many fucking people. I want to like move to Maine, but then I can't do anything colder. I couldn't do anything colder. That's another problem.
Cold, yeah, not. I mean,
That's like there's like problems with moving.
I would like to be some temperate area that's 70 degrees all the fucking time, but those places are usually expensive and congested.
Yeah, it's like it's shitty because it's like I wouldn't want to move to. I would never want to move to California. Not anymore. No way. California is a shithole. And it's like terrible politics, terrible like issues. Like no way, no thanks. Colorado's okay, but still, that also gets really cold. You know, I mean, Florida and Texas seem cool with like the situation, but no, too humid, too humid. I couldn't do that.
I mean,
that's what's nice.
Kind of really good.
But
I thought about Florida,
like,
but I thought it gets really hot and humid. Like
it's just too humid. I don't think I would ever really like summer in Florida is like summer in Florida and summer in Texas are like basically like living on like the sun. Not like worth it. And then anything in between on the East Coast, no thanks. Like none of the North Carolina, South Carolina, no.
Shit. Yeah.
No. And then the same thing with I've been to Chicago. No. Chicago fucking sucks.
Really? I thought Chicago. Yes. Well, I mean, I know it more for.
No, like Chicago fucking sucks, dude. That's also it's north of us. It's even colder. It's a shitty city. No thanks. It's in the Midwest. No.
Yeah.
Same thing with Boston, man.
I just thought it was good just because of the music stuff, but then again, that's like that has really no impact on anything else other than like going to see stuff.
No, really, it comes down to like, I think there's a couple cool places to live, but then again, they're also so hot. I mean, I would say like maybe Phoenix in Arizona, but again, really fucking hot and you're landlocked. And then if California was cooler, then that would be something, but it's not. So I don't know. And then anything like north of California is all snow too. Yeah, it's hard. We don't have the greatest climates. We're very temperate, I guess.
Yeah, I heard Lisbon is really nice and affordable, but
what is that in Portugal?
Yeah, but the same type of environment, just without all that bullshit, you know. And I also heard like the traffic in California is just unbearable. It's like so hard to go anywhere.
Yeah, it sounds horrible, man. But we have traffic, but I guess like what I hear, we don't have traffic like there. Honestly, you know what I'm looking at? That'd probably be better than us. Would be like, well, I mean, I guess it depends what you want to do, but Delaware probably ain't bad. Like lower Delaware, southern Delaware, you could still be kind of. It's gonna be warmer than here by a little bit, but not like too bad. You're not far off from being back in Jersey. You know, Maryland, I guess it'd be okay. I don't know. That's also getting a little southern.
Yeah, but those seem like places the affluent white people tend to go. So that's a good indication. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I visited Pennsylvania a little bit ago. I definitely I don't see anything there that's that nice, personally. Yeah, and Philadelphia is like a shithole. You know what? I'm not a big cheesesteak person.
Have you been to the like landmark cheesesteak places in Philadelphia? I forget that there's like two.
Yeah, I think it's what is it? There's two of them. The two. I think I've been to both.
I was gonna say Danino's, but isn't that's one of the pizza places in?
Yeah. It's Geno's and Pat's. Geno's and Pat's.
Yeah, and they don't use cheese. They use like Cheese Whiz.
Cheese Whiz, because that's like a gross Philly fucking, like
sloppy, cheap pile of cheap garbage meat, and everyone
Yeah, like
lines up
you're trying to be
for it.
gross as shit. You get cheese whiz on it.
Yeah. Philly is like so violent and gross. Like more people.
Did
get
you live-
stabbed there than anywhere else? Everyone just like
You-
hates
you-
there and hates each other.
You like weren't near any of those places though, right? You weren't really close to
I was
Geno's or Pat's,
near
right?
I was near like Main Broad Street, which my UArts was like right on it. So I had to.
But do you remember like going like? Do you remember walking to Geno's and Pat's or no? Or did you walk there?
No,
or
I
did you
don't like
just, like-
cheesesteaks. I like
because I don't think it's.
pizza.
Well, yeah,
If I'm at a pizza place, I'm not getting anything but pizza, really.
Yeah, I had some. I mean, honestly, I had pizza's good, and I don't know. I guess it's like even out in some parts of Pennsylvania, it's still good. Like Philadelphia had good pizza.
Oh
There's
yeah,
no
I
competition
had.
there.
There was a
There's
couple
good pizza there.
places right by where I went to school, and I would go there every day. And I went there so much to where the people that worked there just started giving me it for free. Like, and
What was
I
that?
think it was also because
Chinese
I
place.
I didn't have like a lot of
Remember
clothes,
that Chinese place?
so I had I had a couple like sweaters or some kind of thing, and they were looking sort of ratty with like some holes in them, and I think they might have thought I was homeless or like on the cusp, you know. So they would give me like, I would go there and I'd get like 2 plain, and they had a special where you get like 2 plain and a Diet Coke, or like a Coke, like a can of soda, and I get like a Diet Coke every day, to the point where they're just like, yeah, it's cool, man, just have it. Like I think they thought I was like sick or something, like sickly, like I was starving to death or something. I mean, I actually I wasn't like really eating that much of the time because I was saving all my money to buy like weed and shit, you know. Or if I didn't have a lot of money for alcohol, I would just like not eat all day so I could buy just a little bit of liquor and get more out of it because I had no food in my system.
I don't really remember you drinking around then. We weren't really drinkers during college. Do you remember that? We were mostly weed smokers.
No, I was drinking in UArts. It's just difficult.
Okay.
I didn't have, I had to like
never
share a refrigerator with a bunch of people, so I didn't like putting shit in it because I would like buy food and then some asshole would just eat it, and I was like, what the fuck, And there's enough people where I wouldn't even know who did it. I'm not gonna like go around asking.
Yeah.
It's lame. It's just like fucking annoying. I like go out and buy some shit, so I didn't even shop really. Like when I had to eat, I would just go out to a place and just eat a bunch and then not eat the rest of the day. I guess I was kind of like intermittent fasting. I would just like gorge one meal and then be done.
I mean, I do. I don't think intermittent fasting's that like hard.
No, it's not hard at all. I don't drink coffee anymore. It was easy.
You don't drink coffee? Oh, you're still on that no coffee thing, huh?
I don't know. It's just my.
Wow.
It was really making my like anxiety and stress worse. I feel a lot better not getting that. It's just.
Do you know what was the biggest thing that helped me with anxiety?
Than you, because sometimes I get like borderline almost like panic attacks.
Everyone's different.
It's just.
You know, what was my biggest
I
thing
like
that like
the taste of it. Like I like getting like cold brew with
great.
like almond milk or something, but it's just it would just fuck me up. Like the whole rest of the day, I just feel like real anxious, and then I'd crash at a certain point and get really tired.
You know what's the biggest thing that my anxiety, which is funny because people claim it helps anxiety, but not smoking weed. That gave me more anxiety than anything else in the world is weed. Like that did not help anxiety.
Yeah, but that
does not help anxiety. At least for me. At least for me.
More than anyone I know for a long time.
Well,
so
I think there's a level. See, like I think if you smoke weed,
just as like you got older, your brain chemistry changed and it had a different effect.
Well, no, I think it's like an issue of if you smoke too much weed, then you're constantly like it
Well,
like
I
kind of
gotta say, like,
raises
I never
anxiety.
did dabs. That shit kind of scared the hell out of me. The way like you guys would hit it and then cough so violently, it felt like
Well,
it hurt.
Doug, I wouldn't really do dabs. I didn't really like those that much.
It just seemed like it
Not
was
like
like
Doug.
burning up your lungs. You know, like to the point
Well,
where it seemed
dude.
like it hurt afterwards. Like a couple times I did it. I don't know if I just did too much, but I would cough to the point where like I had no air and it like was painful. You know, like it hurt my chest.
Well, I remember one time when we were in Colorado at the High Times Festival, Doug, we did this like you can go to these stands, like little trade show stands, and they're giving out free dabs.
Oh yeah, didn't he say he had like an out of body experience? Like he.
Oh
he
yeah,
didn't
I've
know
actually
what it
like
was?
honestly like I've seen everyone in our friends group trip, and we did this. We were smoking a blunt, like so we were in line for this to do this dab, like free dabs, and we were smoking a blunt, so we were like getting really fucking high anyway.
In this
Like,
economy.
well, we were smoking a blunt of like Colorado weed, so it was like super
Was that
intense,
with the Ray Shremmer
heavy
clip?
shit. Was that? It
The Ray
was
Shremmer
I
clip?
think that would have been before it. But yeah, so we were doing the like smoking a lot of like really heavy weed, like in a blunt, right in line. And then we get up to like, do the dab, and it was this I think it's called a nectar collector. You can look it up. It's basically like you do like a huge dab. It's almost like a mosquito sucking in on like sugar water. That's like how this thing looks. But you kind of put this thing down and you take this big, you probably took like a gram hit. And I remember it hit me really hard. Like I remember I took it and it was like, oh wow. I was like in outer space for like, like a minute. Like I was like, oh, I'm really fucking out of it. Like I almost need to like sit down. And then Doug took it, and whatever happened with him, he might have took a bigger hit or something. I don't know what happened with him. I really don't know. But it was like he was tripping. Like it was like he was tripping like in a when he gets in when you get in like a trip state and you don't talk and you just kind of want to be like introspective.
Yeah, I think you're either like I think there's like two modes. There's like one where you're just like looking down and you're just out of it, or there's the like you don't make eye contact with anything. Your eyes are just like constantly wandering, and you can't focus because you're almost like experiencing all these different views at once, and it gets like borderline like you're looking through a kaleidoscope, and then that would make me like feel almost nauseous at times if I can't regroup.
Yeah, and so like that happened, and he kept like seeing like, did I lose my phone, this or that, and then basically like had to sit with him for at least 2 hours where we weren't doing anything, and he was just, I think he did lose his phone, and then someone found his phone because Dave called it. It was fucking crazy, but like basically being in
sad, man. I like fell asleep on my couch or something, and then my phone like slipped through it like during the week, and I was like woke up in the middle of the night like trying to find my phone, like where the fuck is my phone, because I need it for like my alarm and shit the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't like freaking out, but it made me realize like I'm so dependent on this shit. It's like not good. I at least have like an alarm clock in my house or something.
And I just listened to this whole podcast about talking about the radiation and EMF from having a cell phone right next to you all the time. I was like, shit.
Whatever, ain't good. Man. I'd rather live with it and die from radiation than not have one.
Oh, honestly. We're legitimately getting like tons of radiation from this, and they don't want to tell you. That's
we get it from everything. I think we get it. You get it from like your microwave. You get it from.
No, you do, but people are sleeping next to it. I am. Like you have your phone right next to your head when you sleep. Like even if it's in your bed or on a table next to you, it's like
sometimes
right the fuck next to you.
Once I wake up.
To me, it's my alarm clock. Is it your alarm clock too?
I have like a charger that I can lie the phone on.
Right, but it's right next to your head.
When it's like fully charged, I'll take it off and I'll literally put it next to my head when I go to lay down again.
Right, that ain't good. And then on top of it, we use
whatever. Bluetooth. I don't want to live forever, man. I don't want to be like 80 shitting my pants and stuff. I'd rather be done for that.
I think 80 is pretty young, man.
What?
I mean, 80 is not the oldest. Wouldn't you want to be like 100? Or like
no,
300?
I don't want to live to that point. Like, you're just like all fucked up and you can't even function. I'd rather go out where I'm still somewhat lucid, and not like shitting my pants or I can't take care of myself, I don't want to like be burdened on somebody else.
That was a good episode of Sandman, and in the comic, but there's like a guy who makes a deal with the Sandman to like live, I think like basically forever. And it kind of like that whole story starts off in like the 1700s, and then like it kind of like, I think you last see him in like the 90s, but it's interesting life because imagine like, I don't know, it would be a very weird scenario that you'd see like everyone die off in front of you like multiple times, and then I don't know, it'd be very weird to live forever. I mean, this is without illness. Imagine living forever with like, imagine being 300, but you still had the effects of being 300. That would not be good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I gotta get some water.
That's an existential thing right there. I don't know. I mean, I've watched Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and that made me want to die right there. So I could have died. I don't know. It's like we live in a terrible time where we have, I mean, like basically every single thing I've liked before, entertainment wise and nerd wise has just been completely ruined. So that's the time we live in, which ain't good. I mean, I'm just off of watching Indiana Jones be terrible, and oh man, it really was so good. It sucks because it was just so good. Indiana Jones was awesome, and people shit all over Temple Doom, but it's fucking good compared to any movie fucking today. Come on. I mean, I guess if you're comparing it to Raiders Lost Ark, of course. Same thing with Last Crusade. It doesn't even compare. Raiders is like a different level of movie. Raiders is on that level of movie with Jaws. Peak Spielberg. Nothing really compares to that now. So I've lived through watching Star Wars die. I've lived through watching Star Trek die. I lived through watching Indiana Jones die. And now, also, I've lived through watching Lord of the Rings die. So that's, I mean, die twice. I'd say, like, even The Hobbit kind of killed it off. Like, The Hobbit just wasn't good either. I mean, I'll say this. It's almost like Crystal Skull for Indiana Jones. Those Hobbit movies look a lot better after watching the Amazon series. So it's all perspective, I guess. I mean, I guess things are going to get even worse. That's what it makes you realize. Things are going to get even worse. What's next to kill off? I mean, I think every single property that I personally like has been killed off. The only thing that I have to look forward to is Dune. That's it. So I guess in the future they'll make a reboot that will kill that off. But Dune looks fucking great. Fucking great. Done by an artistic director. It's awesome. Like the fact that Villeneuve is making kind of like a mainstream trilogy is awesome. I'm actually surprised even hearing that he would want to do that. So I like kind of hearing that. But I got to move on to our first topic. We're only 48 minutes in, so we're early, right? The Daredevil actor is slamming She-Hulk. Who could have believed it, right? Who would have ever thought this? Could have you? Could have me? Could have Gary Busey?
I can look at myself in the mirror and I can start laughing at myself.
I mean, look at this here. I can laugh at myself too. She-Hulk. There's been some news. Look at that. I mean, how does this get an 80% when you see the audience score? It's there's so many things in this day and age that are so laughable. This is fake. Like you just know this is fake. This is fake. That's just not how it works. And even this, the 30%, those are, I think those aren't even curated fans or something. There's a way that they put it on Tomatoes. But look at that percent. It is pretty bad. And now recently, a stuntman on Daredevil has come out. Now, it makes me question some things here. I can't emphasize that enough. But there's a stuntman that's come out and kind of critically talked about She-Hulk, and is that because they didn't want to use stuntman and went with CG, or is it just also bad? And the answer is it's also bad. So I don't know where really to put that because it is bad, and also the CG was bad. One of the worst CGs I've seen. Especially when you see her as She-Hulk, it looks fucking terrible. But basically, the stuntman has come out to say a couple things here. So let me read some of these quotes. Stuntman who played Daredevil, I think his name is Charlie. Charlie something. What is his name? Charlie Cox. It's easy to remember.
It must be a slow news cycle of this.
No, I want to talk about something new, so that's kind of also why we're talking about it. But he said, the stuntman, I think that now the MCU has taken over the character. I think they're really, really hurting it. If you watch She-Hulk, they turned Daredevil into a cartoon. It's animated and it looks bad. Not only that, but they made Daredevil walk the walk of shame. She's basically just another guy she fucks.
Huh.
Pretty sad. I mean, here's the walk of shame. They actually even portray it in the show. It's pretty pitiful. I mean, I remember watching, like, especially if someone likes this Daredevil character, it is embarrassing. Like, here's this is after Daredevil has sex with She-Hulk. He walks home without his shoes, kind of like, the walk of shame in college.
Yeah.
And here she is. Here's what she looks like outside of She-Hulk makeup there.
Pretty bland.
Yeah, pretty bland. Pretty bland. Pretty bland indeed. The best looking woman in the whole show was actually not even a woman. That's the funniest part about it. There's a trans character, a trans actress who was in the show, was probably the best looking person on the show. But I ain't saying much. Let me look into. Okay, all right. So you said this. I love CG to enhance real movement, but if you don't have any real movement, it becomes a cartoon. It's just CG. There's no weight to it. And what has always made the action of Daredevil so good and so visceral, he's referring to the Netflix show, by the way. The Netflix show that Disney Plus has said they don't want to have any connection to, which people liked. So I don't really get why you'd want to abandon that. But that sounds like Disney. That's like Star Wars. They don't have any connection to Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, George Lucas.
Yeah, because they don't want to pay him.
I mean, they've already bought it. I don't get at this point. It's like you already have that. Why do you even rail against it? Just lean into it. Why make a whole theme park that's based on the new movies when you had the old ones people like? I don't get it.
Did you ever go to the Harry Potter stuff at Disney World?
That's in Universal, and that's doing really I would rather go to the Harry Potter stuff in Universal than go to anything Disney, especially the Star Wars. Who cares about any of the new Star Wars shit? What? If they made that Star Wars about the Star Wars world about the old stuff, was that?
Did you go to the Twilight Zone ride?
I mean, I haven't been down in Florida since I was 17, so no.
I don't know why I just assumed that I thought you went to Disney World before.
No, I mean I did. I've gone. I went when they were opening Animal Kingdom. I think it was the last time I was there. I know Animal Kingdom's more liked now. When I went, it was just opening, so nothing was really there. So I think it was 99. I don't know.
Animal Kingdom's the one with the big tree.
Animal Kingdom, yeah, and I think they have an Avatar ride that I think people like.
People love anything fucking Avatar. It's crazy.
I don't. I honestly, I don't really get I don't get the love of that series. To me, it makes no sense. I don't get why people really like it.
I don't know. They fucking do though.
I mean, I liked Ferngully.
James Cameron, man, that motherfucker's got some spell over people. It's mediocre fucking movies. Just people go insane for that shit. I don't get it. Like you were defending
Oh yeah.
Titanic. I thought it was pretty boring. You know.
No, actually, I mean, I kind of get Titanic. I get it.
I get it, but
I mean, I didn't
I'm
like
just
it
still
either.
surprised on like a
But
romantic movie that's not even funny is generating that much interest and obsession. It just seems
like
weird.
at the time, I thought like, oh, this movie's like really okay. Like I like the action parts, but I'll never say I like the movie. But looking back at it, it's pretty brilliant. Where you make a movie that's kind of for all genders, especially at the time. You know, now
like, really, like
now
what's
we have
new for guys?
multiple
Like,
genders.
hey, what's new for 10 seconds and then 5 minutes of a boat sinking? After
No, I
that, it's
mean,
shitty
there's
slog
Naked
of
Girl. There's Naked
romantic
Girl, Kate
crap.
Winslet.
Yeah,
showing
for like
the-
30 seconds of the whole movie. That's like a 3 hour long movie, man.
I know, but you got that. But then the last half is all action. The last half is action, so you have a whole
Yeah,
boat
it's
sinking
action, but I
stuff.
mean,
So that was for the guys, and then the first
it's not like
half is
it's
for the girls, and then
gory or
there's a
anything.
romantic
It's
thing
like
that goes throughout.
when people die,
So,
it doesn't feel
it's
that
smart.
impactful.
I mean, all I'll say is, I don't care if we don't like it. There were people at the time, and I mean, I remember this. There were people at the time that went and saw it like multiple times, and it would be
Yeah, it
like
was
talked
like
about,
when
like, oh, I
Star Wars
saw it
first
4
came
times.
out, people were like going.
This is
fucking
regular
nuts.
people. Regular people. We're not talking like nerds who like Star Wars. This is regular people that went and saw it like 5
What's
times.
weird about that?
That's
is, like,
saying
you
something.
already know the plot
You know what I mean?
going in because you know the boat's gonna fucking sink. It's not like some reveal.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, that's saying something when you have regular fucking people that went and saw it 5 times, like how nerds would go see Star Wars. You know, like we don't have that anymore. We don't have anything like that.
I'd say the closest
Avatar?
thing is Avatar. Yeah.
I mean, that's the closest thing, but even that, like you didn't hear as much about it as you did the first Avatar with the second one around here. I mean, people went and saw it, and it did well. That's why it's actually like some of my Disney shit is inaccurate because Avatar did pretty well. Like all those Disney things when I talked about their last 8 movies have failed, which is true, and now 9 movies with Indiana Jones, they've all failed. But Avatar did make money, but technically Avatar is not Disney, especially at the time of making it was 20th Century Fox. So it is theirs, but they still lost a lot of money on the other ones, on the other properties here. And now we're looking at a big $250 million loss for Indy 5. Pretty bad. But the Daredevil actor here, the stunt guy, he didn't get the part for the Netflix or for the Disney show. Makes me question if he's just kind of talking shit because he didn't get hired.
Yeah.
But he did say, but he's not wrong, that anything you saw, we really did. We had somebody on a wire. We didn't need to enhance the movement. It wasn't a cartoon. It was live action. So you'll never match the and I agree with him here. You'll never match the action and energy of live action, which is true. So I think She-Hulk has a massive step down as far as the movement goes in the action, which he's not wrong. But I think I get the vibe of, you know, he's just kind of complaining because he didn't get hired. Like if he got hired, he probably wouldn't have done this interview. You know, I'll say
it's not even
that.
the actor; it's the stunt guy, right?
Yeah. Well, the actor has said he didn't even watch the show, so the actor has said the show fucking sucked. I mean, I'll have to say I kind of enjoyed watching it because it was like watching a train wreck. It's one of my favorite Marvel things is She-Hulk. I hope they keep making it. It's embarrassing. And she like raped a dude. I basically saw her rape a guy in the whole show. There's something to say for that.
You have a clip?
Yeah, there probably is. I'm sure I could find a clip here for raping a guy. I searched She-Hulk rape on YouTube. Let's see if that pops up. I mean, I can't find it, but I know she did rape. All right, hold on, let's see. She basically did rape this guy while she was She-Hulk. Also, it was funny. She went on a dating site and no one gave a shit about her when she was outside of She-Hulk, but then when she had the She-Hulk transformation, all like the guys wanted to date her. I think it was a fetish thing. There's a fetish thing for She-Hulk. It's like a muscle woman fetish. You know what I mean? Have you ever had like a muscle woman fetish?
No, I don't like women that are masculine.
You didn't like China?
No, not at all.
You didn't see her porno?
I heard about it, but I had no interest in looking at it.
Okay, interesting. Surprised you didn't like these muscle women.
No, I don't like muscle women. No.
You don't support muscle women?
What do you mean, like bodybuilders? I don't care. It's just I'm not attracted to
bodybuilders.
Oh, shit.
You think they're unattractive?
I want like doughy women who are not fat but just have like big natural tits, you know, like, but not like some slam pig.
What's a slam pig?
I'm not even sure. I'm really not sure. I just love the term. I don't know if it's like something that was like drummed up amongst us or it's something that exists. But
is Amy Schumer a slam pig?
I don't even know what it is.
Is she like, or is she just like
I throw it around a lot, but
I mean, she looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid
I guess to me a slam
doll,
pig would be
whatever.
just like a kind of sloppy woman who is kind of whorish and gross, but still like acceptable, you know, not like
Nice.
some
Sounds
street
hot.
slob.
Sounds like my type of girl right there. Slam pig. I gotta get some slam pigs. Speaking of dealing with slam pigs, I'm sure this guy, Henry Cavill, has had his fair share of slam pigs thrown at him. You know, when you're like working as the Witcher, I'm sure you get like fat chicks left and right coming up to you at Comic-Con. I've seen it in person. You're basically like the slam pig
that's
god.
a slam pig, like some desperate slob who's trying to get fucked by the Witcher. Yeah,
I mean, I'll say this in my past. I think I've had some escapades with slam pigs.
Escapades.
You know, like, yeah, escapades. That's a nicer way of putting it. But like,
what you like? You know, ice skating.
You know, like you hang out with them for a night, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a slam pig. Like
yeah,
or like a slump buster. You've heard of the term slump bust?
I've never heard of that.
It's like someone who's just had a string of bad luck. They'll go out and find the ugliest woman they can and have sex with them just because they feel like it'll reverse their fortunes.
That's interesting. It's a interesting philosophy. Interesting. I mean, you know, I'm sure Liam Hemsworth and Henry Cavill had never had to deal with that. I'm sure they've gotten ace level stuff for that. Henry Cavill is exiting season 3 of The Witcher.
Exiting or got fired?
No, he left. He left because they don't want to do like follow the lore of the game, follow the books. So he's basically said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, he's too much of a nerd to get over that, I would think.
Honestly, like the funny part about that is that is kind of what is true. He doesn't like how they've.
He was like really big into WoW, and he knows all about like niche animated shows and like comics and all this kind of crap.
Yeah, and then we've heard the media try to spin it that he was toxic, and that's why they got rid of him. So here's some of his toxic behavior during his career. some of his toxic behavior is he was allegedly linked up to Kaylee Kuko. Do you know who that is? Kaylee Kuko? I don't know who the fuck this is.
From the Big Bang Theory.
Is that her?
Yeah.
With the blonde hair?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. That's a very she actually seems like that's a good girlfriend right there. You know, nothing super special, but you know, not a bad choice. He dated an animal killer. I guess they're saying Gina Carano. Gina Carano was fucking hot and got fired from The Mandalorian because she's too conservative. Search Gina Carano. She was always good looking. Okay, then he got aroused on the set of The Tudors. I guess during shooting he had a boner and that
No, Gina Carano's not hot. It's like some wrestler, man. Like I'm not into these like muscle women. It's not. It doesn't do it for me when they look more like a man than a woman because they're like
all right, well,
benching 400 pounds.
All right, well, hold on. Let me see if you like. If I tell you a wrestler that I think is good looking female wise, let's see if you think so. Search.
What, like Sable? They all have like fake. Tits.
No, not
I'm into,
Sable.
like, fake tits. I find that shit gross. Like all these stars and stuff.
No.
And it don't even look good. It look like all hard and weird.
No, this girl is good looking. I'm trying to think of what's her name. Trying to get you the name here.
Don't say Ronda Rousey. That bitch is not good.
No, Ronda Rousey's disgusting.
I remember for a while they were like trying to push her so hard.
I mean,
like,
she's not disgusting.
That's
a little.
She was in the Entourage movie and like some superhero shit, or I don't even know what the fuck.
Yeah, she's just she's also not a good, not a super good wrestler either. So that kind of comes with that territory.
She's not a wrestler. She's a cage fighter or whatever.
Well, no, she's been in the WWE now for a couple of years.
Yeah, but I mean, who cares? Everyone who watches that they're so checked out mentally. They don't really give a fuck what you show them.
Oh man, I gotta find this girl's name. She's got a huge ass. She's pretty good looking.
Oh, you talking about the one that was with George Clooney?
Oh, okay. This is a good one to lurk. Let's search here. Her name is cool because she got her name from Gigi Allen. Her name is Gigi Dolan. Search Gigi Dolan. Gigidolin. Search Gigi Dolan.
Gigi what?
Gigi Dolan. Dolin. I think she's pretty good looking. And she's got like a gigantic ass.
She has orange hair?
Yeah.
I don't know. She's all right.
I think she's pretty good.
I'm
Also, you could search.
I'm not into like wrestling, female wrestling stuff.
Here's another one to search. What's her name? Okay, Liv Morgan. She's from New Jersey. Liv Morgan. Search her.
She looks weird. Her hair is like all. No, I'm not into like wrestling women.
Do you think she looks like a muscle girl? I don't think she looks like a muscle girl.
No, she doesn't look muscular at all. She just looks like her hair looks really fake and weird and bleached out, and her face isn't that great. She just seems like a bad looking porn star.
All right, search Sky Blue. SKYEBLUE. Blue wrestler.
I don't want to. All these are bad. Let's go.
Search Sky Blue.
Like something else.
You might like her. Sky Blue.
I'm not liking any of these. I just got when I put that in. I just got pictures of the sky.
SKYE Blue.
Ugh. It sounds like a porn star name.
I mean, they basically
this is a
are
porn star. What are you talking about?
No, she's a wrestler.
No, this is a porn star, Pete.
Okay, well, I mean, I could see that kind of going both ways there.
Here, yeah. Look, like I said to you in the private chat. Yeah, it's funny. It's like I was as I just said, like they look like a cheap porn star.
Yeah, she's in here. She's the top. Like she's like the second She's like the fourth choice here. She's in a backwards
I
hat.
see the one you're talking about.
She's
like,
good
She
looking.
looks like a little tomboy. She doesn't have any tits. I know. I'm not in it.
She's got a big ass. That's kind of more the wrestler, the girl wrestler thing is not have like a big ass.
Does anyone even care about those matches?
I mean, honestly, they do. They care about it more than you think because I think they like the girls.
WNBA. Yeah.
But let me see also things with Henry Cavill. Okay, he dated a teenager when he was in his 30s. I mean, this is ridiculous to say. She was 19 and he was 32. Saying he dated a teenager is fucking
it's legal.
No, I mean they're just trying to make it seem like he's doing something bad. Come on. He's 32, she's 19. She's basically 20. She's a year off from not being a quote teenager. Because she's 19, she's a teenager. Come on. That's bullshit.
Jerry Seinfeld fucking some like 16-year-old?
Oh, I'm sure, man.
Have you seen her before? She was like really good looking and stacked. I forget her name.
I mean, Jerry Seinfeld got some good stuff there. I mean, have you seen his recent specials? Have you seen B Movie?
No.
You never saw B Movie, huh?
I feel like he regrets doing that.
You think so? I think he wrote it. I don't think he regrets it at all. You can look up interviews. I think he kind of is proud of B Movie. Have you seen the Jerry Seinfeld specials? Are you a fan of stand-up?
No, I don't like him as a person. I like Seinfeld.
You don't like him?
But not really because of him. It's everyone, you know.
I'm surprised you don't like his stand-up's not bad. I mean, there's one from almost it was right around the time when he stopped Seinfeld. It was a really good stand-up special, and then ever since then has not been that great. I forget the name of the special.
I just find him to be so mild and.
It's a good special, man. I'm telling you.
I'm sure it is. I just don't like him as a person.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I gotta find the special here.
You know.
He's definitely smug.
He gets so much more credit for Seinfeld than Larry does, even though Larry's probably the one fucking writing it all.
I think he's gotten more smug of late, but it's called Jerry Seinfeld on Broadway is the special I'm thinking of. It's really good. It's good.
That thing with Ricky Gervais and Lucy Kay and Chris Rock, he was just such a miserable prick the whole fucking time. I just found him to be so condescending. It's like, you're not better than anyone here. Like, if anything, you're really the most, like, you're the least interesting out of anyone. You've been living off that
I know he's doing a tour with, I think it's a few show tour with Jim Gaffigan, but when you think about it, I think he's the lesser of the headliners there. I think I'd rather see Jim Gaffigan in that tour.
He's okay. I mean, he's a good example of like it's like hard to be like a clean comic and not be awful.
He's not that clean, man. He's not that clean. He's not like Jerry Seinfeld.
He's cleaner than like people who half their act is just, you know, like almost depending on profanity or like weird fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Like, what's that guy who was on the Opie and Anthony show who's bald? I forget his name.
Jim Norton.
Norton. Like his whole act would never work.
Have you ever seen a Jim Norton special, though? Have you ever seen a special?
Yeah, I've seen some specials of his. He's okay. I mean,
I've never found his specials to be okay, but I feel like he's a good, he's like a good personality comedian. I wouldn't really want to watch a whole thing by him. You know what I mean by that? Like, have you seen all of George Carlin's specials?
I feel like I've seen from like late 70s on. I don't know much of the early stuff. Like, I don't know any 60s stuff where he was selling like tons of comedy albums and shit like that. I feel like I saw his stuff on like HBO probably. And that was more probably mid-late 80s, or like 90s, and then I saw like all the stuff as he pretty much, was like almost done and retiring. I watched like up until he's, you know,
Like basically dying.
I'm trying to think of the last one I saw. I think like the stage had like a bunch of weird, like it looked like a junkyard or something behind him.
Well, there's a really good when you talk about the 60s, he really didn't have his character of what you know as George Carlin until when you saw him in the 70s.
Oh, he was more.
Yeah, he was like a straight man.
He had to wear like
for
a
a long
suit
time.
and do really straight laced shit to not offend anybody. And then I think after a while he just either got sick of it or like his career's not going that well and he just said fuck it. And
I think it's the era of like hippie kind of. He also, I think, started taking drugs and smoking weed and LSD. It was kind of the era of.
At the same time, though, you have to like when you're risking, when like you're alienating your original audience, you're risking a lot at the same time. So either like he was probably sick of doing what he was doing, or he just said like fuck it, I don't care if my career is done after this. I'm just gonna do what I want to do, type of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, this is all kind of in a documentary called George Carlin, American Dream. It was by Judd Apatow. Judd Apatow's...
is that on Plex?
I have it on Plex, but it's I think it originally aired on HBO. But Judd Apatow's documentaries have been really fucking good. I think he kind of found...
Yeah, I don't mind his movies.
No, but I think this is like... I think he found what he's really good at. He did a really good George Carlin documentary and Gary Shandling documentary, all for HBO. But it's kind of like better than any of his stuff he's ever done. It's like a different level of like artisanness. He's very good at he's very good at being a documentary filmmaker. I give him that.
Especially the younger one. Like they turned out to be like really good looking.
I'm sure there'll be no nepotism
like Leslie
at
Mann
all.
was decent looking. Like you remember her in like Cable Guy?
I mean, I've always been attracted to Leslie Mann. I get it. She's not like the most buxom actress, but I think she's always had a good face. She's always
I think people get annoyed with is that he puts her in every single fucking movie he makes, and it's like the whole Helen Bonham Carter thing. It's like, oh, I'm like you gotta force feed this bitch in every single thing you do, man. It's like chill, Oh
well, of course.
But that's not her fault. Like
going back to The Witcher. Because I'm still talking about this, because this is part of our show. There's been low viewership and low ratings on the new Witcher season. Look at this.
I was glad that show was getting made. I thought it would be like some raunchy Game of Thrones ripoff,
I think that's what everyone wants. But look at the audience score here. 33%.
What's the tomato meter supposed to be?
That's all the bought off critics. I wouldn't honestly, to tell you the truth, most of the time it's
critic score.
I mean, most of the time the best thing to do with Rotten Tomatoes is average the critics with the audience, and that's probably about neutral.
Do they not call it critic score because they don't want you to realize what it is? Or I mean, why don't they just
that is
call
what
it
it is,
critic
though.
score and audience score? What is this tomato meter shit?
That's anyone who's, let's see if I click this. It's anyone who's verified, like a verified critic.
Look how many reviews compared to the other.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you know it's bullshit too.
I know. Yeah, like why would I want to listen to? I feel bad for the people who can't like decipher this shit and figure out what's going on.
I don't think the thing is this also. I don't think Rotten Tomatoes is used like. Remember, I mean, when it came out and it was popular early, I don't think.
I feel like
no one's using
it
like
only
this
one
anymore.
score, right?
Who's going to Rotten Tomatoes? I don't think the regular average fucking Joe is going here.
No, I don't think they give a shit what anyone writes or thinks about it. They just are going to see it no matter what.
Yeah, this is like movie nerds who are coming here. This is me going here to look at the bad reviews.
People that go and see movies, it's just because they want something to do. They don't give a shit about what they're going to go and watch.
I mean, look at this. The Bears got 100%. I don't think this new season has been that great so far, but the first season's great of The Bear.
Oh,
this guy, man.
TV shows
guy,
too? I didn't know that.
This guy looks like a young Dustin Hoffman. He's
in that-
he's head and shoulders above everyone in the
He's in
show.
that Shameless reboot.
Yeah, I've heard he's in that. This is I think more of his starring role. Yeah, but he's definitely head and shoulders above everyone on the show. But so after there's been all this smear campaign after Henry Cavill quit, because that's kind of where all that toxic Henry Cavill stuff came out. Then all the cast has praised Henry Cavill when on his last day of filming and all this shit. They kind of like gave him all this like send off, like, oh, we're so sorry to see you. So everyone seemed to like him. Everyone on set liked him. So all this bullshit about him being toxic is just media spin. Typical media spin.
He seems like pretty
Couldn't see
normal,
him being a
bland
dick.
ass fuck when it comes to actors, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't
He
think.
seems
I mean,
pretty toned down and not psychotic compared to some other fucks that are leads.
I mean, I think it's really unfortunate that he never got the, he never got the Superman story that was actually good. I don't think it was really his fault. I think he was never really given anything good. I think The Witcher is probably the best thing he's been given, and that's like season 1.
Well,
what else has he been given?
no,
like,
I was just gonna say, like, I just feel like Superman in general gets like overshadowed by other franchises, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the one with Ben Affleck and Lex Luthor's played by that nerdy asshole from the
Jesse Eisenstein or whatever.
That movie's
Eisenberg.
so weird and bad. Like it's like bad, weird to where it's like almost funny. It's just.
Did you ever see the Snyder cut of Batman vs Superman? I think that's the movie you're referring to, right? Batman v Superman.
It's the one with what's the
Yeah, it's
villain?
Batman
It's
vs
his
Superman.
name's like Armageddon or some bullshit. I forget.
Dark Side.
I don't know. It's like some creation that.
Does he got like? Does he have horns?
No, I don't think he has horns. He looks like a. It's like I think his name's like Abomination or I forget what the fuck. It's like
No, that's Marvel. Come on, man, get your shit right here. Talking about Dark Side, I'm pretty sure. Let me pull up this. Let's see if is this what you're talking about? Let's see. You talking about Dark Side?
That the three of them fight at the end of the movie.
Dark Side?
No, it's like a creature. It's not like some sentient being.
Creature. Okay, let me see.
Doomsday. That's it. Doomsday.
Sure, Doomsday.
Yeah, it just popped up.
This guy?
Right there. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Did you ever see the Snyder cut? Batman vs Superman?
Click on. He looks so stupid. Like his hair looks so fake and dumb.
I think you're talking about this, right?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
what
Yeah, I can pick it up before you even nail me.
That's when you know the movie's gonna be bad, when like the character design is like some stupid Waterworld level shit. Everyone looks like a moron.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think he kind of wore out his welcome too in Hollywood before this movie even started.
I think he's got that whole like James Corden complete asshole offset. Nobody wants to be around vibe.
Well, this is also funny with The Witcher. Is Netflix even knew that it's shitty that he's gone? They even released these tweets just to get people to go watch season 3. So look at this. This is like desperate as fuck. They put out a tweet that said, "Yes, he's still Geralt in season 3. Come watch the show."
Oh my god!
And then here's like 4 more versions of that. Yes, he's still Geralt in season 3 of The Witcher. Yes, he's still Geralt.
Read it. It's like
it's pretty bad though. Like that you like admitted defeat like this. This is their official Twitter account.
This seems fake, man. Are you sure you're not
it's
like
not, man? I mean, I think it's not fake, but I also like
meme.
The people controlling the Twitter aren't really the people that are controlling the show. So I like lend into that where, this isn't the people who made the show that are admitting defeat. This is the Twitter that's trying to just get popularity.
Twitter's been weird lately. A lot of my stuff got all fucked up and hidden, and now everyone's going to like this Threads shit.
That's interesting. I mean, if you see right here, I have a paid account, so I haven't dealt with that, but I heard how they're hiding stuff.
There was like a couple days where you would click on my account and it would only show my pin tweet and nothing else.
That's weird. I heard about that where they're trying to like, I forget what it was called. Certain amount of like tweets you could view at a time or a day, something like that. But yeah, look at this. Look at this tweet. If you listen to Henry Cavill from day one, you wouldn't need to beg for people to watch season 3. It's true. He would have never left if he actually wanted to do what he did. Let's see some more tweets here. I saw some good ones. It would have been smarter to fire your showrunner and writers than chase off your golden goose. Yep. I mean, people like him in this role. Also, I mean, Yennefer, who's this character, is a lot better looking in the game. And a lot of tits in
look that great right there.
She's not that good. I mean, she's okay.
Got some stupid wig on. Doesn't even look good.
Yeah, I mean, she's okay. But let's see. I think that's her here. She's not bad looking. But she's better looking in the game. But the viewership is down like crazy. We've seen pretty much a 50% drop in people actually wanting to watch the show. It's down 50%, but that's actually wrong because it's down, I think, like 60% from episode 1 to 5. So no one's really watching past season, like episode 1. I think everyone's kind of done. Everyone's kind of done with The Witcher. I get it. I mean, when you know someone, when you know it's like kind of ending, and this guy's, I mean, that's why he quit. He quit during the making of this season because he realized I'm not like in this. That's kind of, it's all just about Yennefer. It's all just about the girl who's not even the main character of the show or like the game or the books or anything. They just basically made that about her. Even the first season, you can kind of tell that's where they're going. Though the best episodes in The Witcher first season are just him basically just going up against a monster of the week. You know, having him have to fight and take down a monster just for like money was kind of cool. It was like a quest. Like each week was basically like a quest to kill a monster. That was a good idea for a show. That was the best part about that first season. You know, like, doesn't that sound kind of cool? Like, just kind of like a WoW quest where go kill this fucking monster that's like a boss fight. You know, like, go kill a boss fight, and that's the main point of this episode. You know, that to me seems like a good idea.
Check out the first season if that's what it's like.
Yeah, no, the first season was good. I really enjoyed it. I haven't even watched anything since, but I did enjoy the first season. And the best episodes were that, like, where it was just about a monster of the week. Like a dragon or a fucking weird fucking creature. That was cool. And he's basically just paid to go kill something. You know, like, that's a cool idea. Like, paid to go kill something, and it kind of takes place in that medieval fantasy world. And
it's
I'm
like
cool
a bounty. It's like that Monster Hunter shit.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea for like you know, a show that can go on. You know, like that was what was fun about Star Trek, where it was just very episodic, where each episode doesn't really depend on the next. There was something nice about that with TV, where like episodes were standalone. Now everything has to like blend together, be like a big season arc. There's something nice about a one-off that has been lost. Have you seen the new Always Sunny season, by the way? Are you keeping up? Are you watching that?
I have them all saved up, but I haven't watched them yet.
They've been good, man. They feel a lot like the old Always Sunny. So it's nice. I won't spoil anything. All I'll say is it just feels like how it used to feel. The Ireland season I just didn't really like that much.
Yeah, there were parts that I liked.
No, it wasn't a bad season, but it was very gimmicky.
I don't think it's good to confine yourself so hard to a theme. You know,
right?
Just limit everything.
That's what's nice about this. That everything is just Completely one-off. I watched all of the Eric Andre new season. That was pretty good. Megan Good shows up at the last episode, by the way.
Megan Good.
Yeah, Megan
Yeah,
Good.
she's like
Not
definitely
looking
one
like
of
she used to.
better looking black women I've ever seen, like all time.
Not looking like she used to, though. I'll say that.
Well, yeah,
She wasn't
she's
like
old now.
Yeah, she wasn't
I'm
like
talking, like,
super like what
10
I
years
remembered.
ago.
I remember her being very, very attractive, and I like, she was good looking, but not like then. I mean, I guess that would have been like 20 years ago,
I
right?
don't know. She always kind of, to me, she seemed like, I don't know, like what her genetic background is, but she looks somewhat almost like Asian and black at the same time.
She might be like a Tiger Woods.
Blasian, I think it's.
Is that what Tiger Woods is? Are you betting on
Tiger Woods.
the
I think
Masters?
it's. I think his dad is
Was black.
black and his mom's Asian, I think.
Yeah, I remember him in that Chappelle draft. Didn't he get drafted to the
Oh,
Blacks?
yep.
He got
Well,
drafted,
no.
right? Yeah.
Well,
First round
it
pick.
was between the two of them. It was between.
First round pick.
Yeah.
That's a good first round pick. Come on.
Yeah, I haven't like gone back and watched any of that show. I wonder if it's like still holds up or it's really dated.
No, I think it still holds up. I mean, just from memory. I mean, there's things that have been played out over time. I feel like if I watch that KKK black guy bit, it's just I've seen it too many times.
The
blind guy.
Yeah. But I mean, just in itself, like even if the skit wasn't done good.
I mean, all I can say is I've watched Key and Peele recently, and I like Key and Peele, and I remember Chappelle's show was like a better version of Key and Peele. So I think it would hold up because Key and Peele still holds up. You know what I mean? Like that's my reference to it.
Well,
Even
the writing is good. Just, I mean,
wasn't like Neil Brennan the writer? Neil Brennan was funny.
Do with it and what was just like a staff. I don't know how that all works.
Well, it had like Neil Brennan, who's a good white comedian guy.
For Key and Peele?
One of his friends. No, for Chappelle's show, Neil Brennan.
Oh yeah.
I know he's like a stand-up. You don't hear a lot about him anymore. I mean, the stand-up scene has kind of died down.
No, he has specials and stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay, here's my next topic. This is going to Disney. Of course. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny to lose $250 million at the box office. That's what this has become. I guess they just don't care about losing money. It just seems to be like, whatever, we'll lose it. Right now, Indiana Jones is losing more money than The Flash. It basically needs $900 million to break even. So we're looking at about like $600 million worldwide. It could be more than $250 million. It's just looking really bad.
It's funny just from like covering the whole trajectory of like, months before it's coming out to like the trailers and then the release. It's weird to see how the whole process is going.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
It seems like pretty consistently every
like
run
we
out,
called it. We called it a long time ago.
Every run out has the same type of vibe, and then it's expected to not really do great, and then it doesn't, and it's like not even surprising or shocking anymore, the amount of money being lost.
Yeah, and I mean, I've watched a lot of YouTube shows talk about this and, dissect this a little bit, and it is just weird how taking a guy who's like 80 years old, like just doesn't, you don't want to watch an 80-year-old in an adventure. Like I heard Red Letter Media talk about it and it was funny. I wish they did the stuff that they said to do where it was like, start off the movie with like Harrison Ford's just trying to get to work and do like the Indiana Jones themes. He's just trying to like brush his teeth. Like he's like old and everything's like an adventure to him. So it would have been funny the fact that like, okay, this guy's fucking old and going on an adventure is like a big deal. But they didn't play into that at all. I don't know. It was just bad. It was bad. It's just also you see Harrison Ford with his shirt off. And it's just like that's gonna scar my memory for the next like 5 years. It's just it's just stuff you don't want to
I
see.
thought you said they were trying to like have a time machine and CGI this motherfucker into another dimension.
Yeah, and actually, I've heard people talk about this too, and there's a couple things with this whole movie, but yeah, the first 20 minutes are a deep fake Harrison Ford as young Harrison Ford in the war in World War II, and it just looks so fucking uncanny valley. And I heard Red Letter Media talk about it, where not only is his face CG, but so is like the backdrop. Like he's on a train, and then so is the backdrop behind that. So you're basically just looking at complete CG. So it just all feels uncanny valley, which never helps. Because if you think about it, Indiana Jones, the old movies, a big part about their appeal was like the sets. Like think about Temple of Doom. They had some awesome fucking real sets. Raiders of the Lost Ark, some awesome real sets. You know, like everything now is CG. You know, like Temple of Doom, you had those like basically like a roller coaster ride that was a set piece. You know, like when they're going through the whole, I think it's like the left tunnel or something with short round, and it's just, I mean, it was ridiculous, but it was just this cool like rail car set of an action piece, and then even like the whole hotel they're staying at, there's just a lot of realism to it that has been lost. That's the sad part about filmmaking. It was nice when things were real. Everything's shot in the volume, which is basically this 3-dimensional green screen thing where you feel like you're in it. It is all projection screens, so the actor actually feels like they're in the set, but it still just feels fake. Yeah, it's sad. This movie didn't need to be made. That's the big part of it.
Well,
That's the big takeaway.
I mean, it's a franchise that needs a younger version. You know what I mean? Like, I think
yep.
if Shia LaBeouf didn't fuck the shit up all the hell, he would have just been making this movie instead of him.
Yeah, no, and a lot of people talked about how they should have put, instead of this female character, they should have put like Chris Pratt in it to be the young apprentice Indiana Jones to basically take over. You know, like that might have worked. You know, that might have worked. I mean, they basically kind of tried to do that with Jurassic Park. He's basically a venture man. That's all Indiana Jones is. He's a venture man. So that's kind of what they try to do with Chris Pratt and Jurassic Park. And do you really want to watch an 80-year-old adventure man?
Well, he's like,
you know, like
he's like the Sam Neill character, but younger and like an action hero instead of being some like curmudgeon scientist.
You know, so there's multiple things that worked here, because the first 20 minutes was a young, deep fake Harrison Ford, but it also kind of just felt like you know, like you've seen these AI trailers where they make like a Wes Anderson movie. Like I saw like a Wes Anderson version of Star Wars AI trailer. Like they make all these bullshit. Basically, the first 20 minutes of this movie feel like AI generated. Like if you told a computer what an Indiana Jones movie is, that's basically what the first 20 minutes of this movie is. And then even the whole movie, it's directed by James Mangold, who is a good director. Ford vs. Ferrari, Logan. He's a good director. I think he's really good, but I think he was told like, hey, you're a good director, but make a Steven Spielberg movie. So it's James Mangold trying to make someone else's movie. So that doesn't work either. You know, like maybe just tell him to make his own movie. He's not trying to make a Spielberg movie. and it feels like the whole thing feels like AI generated. Someone trying to make something work that doesn't. It's a weird feeling. The whole movie has a weird feeling. But we're looking at a big loss in money here. This is a $300,000 movie to make, not just advertising, just to fucking make. And it makes you wonder. And I've heard about this, people talking about this, where no one even believes these numbers. They probably spend an extra $200,000 to make this and aren't even talking about it. So we're looking at could be like a $500 million movie to make this thing. And Jesus, you really thought this was a good idea? Who's gonna go see this? You think like 17-year-old kids who are watching Grimace Shake memes want to go watch Indiana Jones? I don't think so. I think they want to watch TikTok. Jesus. I mean, we're looking at about a $900 million break-even point, and it's probably going to get to like 700, 750. It's sad, man. This is from a company used to make money. Paramount, I think, used to make this movie. You know what? You know who's looking clean and all this and smart is Steven Spielberg for saying, I'm not going to do this movie. Smart move. I think he learned from Crystal Skull.
Yeah, but in comparison, people kind of like that shit, that Crystal Skull shit.
No, yeah, it's like the funny thing is in comparison, but it still doesn't make it a good movie. And then there are some things in this new movie that I like that are just so far fetched. Like when he goes back in time and is at a fucking Trojan, like a Roman versus Greek war. It was kind of like so over the top that it was fun, but it's just still over the top crazy. And also like having the villains be Nazis for the third fucking time is just crazy.
It's weird how like every one of these franchises keeps hammering this alternate reality multiverse shit over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'm so sick of the multiverse shit. I'm so sick of it.
Like, it used to be you would just get sick of like superhero shit all the time. But
now it's the multiverse.
Not only are you getting sick of superhero shit, you're getting sick of superhero plot lines because they keep reproducing the same fucking one with just a different version over and over again.
Yeah, it's so cheap too because when you have a multiverse, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can correct and uncorrect anything you fucking want. It's cheap. It's very comic book. It's very fictional. I don't know. I'm so sick of the multiverse. I think the only movie I saw do it well was the Spider-Verse. That was the only thing that did it well. Everything else has been really shitty with that.
Which one? The live action one or the animated?
The animated one was pretty good with that.
The same fucking franchise.
I don't remember the multiverse being in the first Spider-Man, although it might have been. I mean, the first Black Spider, whatever, Black Latino, Miles Morales, whatever. I don't really remember that being in the first animated movie. But the second animated movie, it was really good. I'm still like shocked at how that movie was good. I'm surprised. I am surprised. The movie's good. Like if I was gonna show a movie to an animation class, I would show that because it's almost like when I watched like a Ralph Bakshi movie from the 70s, someone who's like really trying to do like creative shit with the technology you have. Like he was doing that as much as he fucking could, with it. And then this movie is similar where it actually works. Because I feel like Ralph Bakshi stuff, when he did it, he tried to do as much as he could, but it didn't really work. But it's still like, oh, I get where you're going with this, and it's cool.
Yeah,
this actually like
technology
works.
was not capable
there.
of what he wanted it to be.
Yeah, like that was every single thing with Ralph Bakshi. It's like pushing the envelope on envelopes that, on an envelope that shouldn't be pushed. He tried, but this actually like does it, where it's like $100 million budget and actually uses like every dollar well. Like I can't say I've seen that with many movies. So I'll give it that. And then another thing I heard that was really cool, and I was like, oh shit, that's awesome. The editors and producers of that Spider-Verse movie have said they put out, I think it was like 10 different cuts of the movie to like, you know, so every theater you go see might be a different version of the movie. And they said like we were surprised that no one caught on to this yet. It took like people about like 3 weeks to catch on that when they went and saw it again, it was a different movie at a different theater. Like, I think that's fucking kind of cool. It also kind of matches the multi-universe thing with the whole editing of it. Like, that's a weird idea. And I support that. Like, that's very cool that you can go see it a second time at a different movie theater and see a whole different cut. And kind of remember it, kind of not. Kind of like a fever dream. Like a Gary Busey fever dream. Which I'm sure he has happened a lot. I mean, we know. I mean, do you know how to ham bone?
Can you ham bone?
What's that?
Fear, F-E-A-R.
F-E-R.
That stands for false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
Romance, do you know what it stands for? It stands for relying on magnificent and necessary compatible energy. Relationship, R-E-L-A-T-I-O-N-S-H-I-P. That stands for really exciting love affair, turns into nightmare, sobriety hangs in peril.
I guess that's accurate. That's an accurate representation there. Sobriety hangs in perils for sure. Have you ever had that happen? Have you had your sobriety hang in peril? That's something when we go on this trip to Salem, I'm going to bring up a lot of booze. I'm going to go on at least like a 3-day drunk. Like a Bukowski level drunk, you know what I mean? Where it's like super artistic but drunk. That's the goal, at least, right? That's the goal for every day. Oh yeah. So looking back at the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. By the way, I got a great cut on YouTube. Search City of God cut on YouTube. You'll find my my pop up there. My edit. Dude, my edit is way better than the new movie. Go check it out. It's way better than Crystal Skull. You'll actually be entertained. It's a decent movie. I don't mind Shia LaBeouf. I've realized that if you cut out the crappy shit, he works. I like the first half of the Crystal Skull is really good. Really, really good. Feels like a Spielberg movie. I like it. Second half, it really goes down. The adventure kind of sucks. Where the new movie, most of the movie sucks except for when they're about to go into they're flying a plane, about to go into this time portal shit. That part was kind of cool. That was basically where the movie picks up. And they have a fake short round who's shitty. But we're going to look at the box office here. Most of the time, you get a 55% drop from the first weekend. But this first weekend made $100 million domestically. This last movie made, I think it was really low. Let me see. It was really low. It only made $82 million over 5 days. It's really bad. This is 5 days. That first weekend, by the way, that for the Crystal Skull was only, I think it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we're looking at 3 days. This is 5 days on a 4th of July. Everyone's off. Pretty much everyone in the whole country except for Leland was off. $82 million. You had to work, right? I know I heard about that. You had to work that Monday, right?
Are you getting it? Yeah, I'm getting it. Are you getting it? You gotta get it, man. I can look at myself in the mirror, and I can start laughing at myself. This is a good. This is a good mystery. This is a good mystery.
Knock those together. No.
Holy shit!
Jesus. Bobby, stop! Bobby, stop! You had to work during the 4th of July weekend, am I correct? Or 4th of July Monday? Did you work for that?
I'm retarded?
This is Last Grossman. Who is this?
This is Flaming Dragon!
Oh, okay. Flaming Dragon. Fuckface. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
Limited edition Star Wars Jeff Gordon Darth Maul Pepsi shirt. Andy's doing water curls. The fuck out of here.
Yeah, I love that clip. That's one of my favorites there. You had to work during the 4th of July weekend, right?
I had to work Monday.
That's what I mean. You were like one of the few, man. Did you go see
it's
Indiana
fucking
Jones
bullshit.
afterwards, after work?
What?
Did you go see Indy 5 after work?
No, you're like the only
Exactly.
asshole that is
Yeah, I'm
in
the only
that
asshole
theater.
who went and saw this movie.
Yeah, you're
Oh
posting
man.
empty theaters.
Yeah, although I got quite the reaction on that. I saw my engagement, like in Twitter engagements. A lot of people saw that tweet. A lot of people saw that.
Not anymore. Elon took your shit down.
600. No, I mean I pay for this shit, so I like Twitter, so I pay for this shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm verified, motherfucker. I'm one of the few and proud.
I
Yeah,
know.
here's
It's
my,
you act like it's like something like an accomplishment when you literally just pay for it.
Yeah, I pay for it. So you see my check mark?
It used to be something you had to like earn through getting like a shitload of followers or something. I don't even know how you got it.
No, it used to be you had to be independently verified through Twitter. So you had to they would contact you to be like, "Oh, are you sure you want to be verified, or are you sure you say who you're saying you are?" It was a whole big deal. So I put out this tweet. Remember when women were attractive in Indiana Jones? This one didn't get a lot of play. Let me see. I did put out a tweet that was kind of. I think he got some. Got
Was
some
this
play.
One of the Nazis.
Yeah, she was hot though. But
Oh, by the way, you're purposely following 373 people, right?
no, actually, I think most of those people I follow are people I want to follow.
Because I'm following 222. I have something with like numerology that I like certain number sequences and stuff.
Interesting. Are
Like
you trying
I-
to
Sometimes
do some
like,
kind of
I'll-
Goetia ritual? Do you follow the Goetia?
Yeah, like sometimes I'll take I'll take a hit or something at 11:11 or 12:12 or 12:20, 12:34.
Are you into like gematria?
I don't know what that is.
Do you like the movie Congo?
Yeah, I like that movie. The movie's
you're into
fucking boring,
gematria.
man.
Do you kind of wish you had that little speech thing that went on Amy?
Oh, yo, can we get that as a clip in the rotation?
What? Which clip?
From Congo, the "Do not eat the sesame cake" line.
I could probably find that.
If you've seen the
I should
movie,
clip
you
that.
know immediately what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know the quote.
Our picture show. Tim Curry, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Do not eat the sesame cake.
This is the black guy, right?
Well, yeah, the guy delivering the line, but the guy eating it is Tim Curry. He's a good actor, man. He's
You have
got a lot of range.
This is a legitimate scientific.
This is
mission.
what's
You
her
have
name?
No right to detain us.
Laura Linney.
Yeah, she's hot, man. I always kind of liked her.
So
Especially
says
then.
my computer, Mr. Ross.
She's got some decent
Parts, right?
You used to work for the CIA.
Critical movie parts. Decent critical parts. Got Ernie Hudson.
Her bodies,
Oh, okay. You're gonna go sexist with it. Okay.
What can I do?
I feel like she's been
Well,
a
you
MILF
have
for
the
like
worst
50
timing
years.
in the world.
Yeah, it's like
Like Diane
the
Lane.
Big
Blew up the
Lebowski
president's
lady.
Mercedes-Benz, did
What's
you
the Big Lebowski lady?
Yes, it's
The
a
Oh,
redhead.
she's so good.
The country
Yeah,
would be in shit for at least
Boogie
a year.
Nights.
Captain and
Yeah, she's been a MILF for her whole life.
10 good men to the
Julianne Moore.
Yep. Well, Ernie Hudson is quite the DILF.
More.
Excuse me?
DILF. You ever heard that? Ernie Hudson's a total DILF, bro.
I mean, can you be a DILF and not have children if you're a certain age? You know what I mean by that? Like,
I mean, I think he's got
hold on,
kids.
here's the clip.
I'd assume. I'd only assume.
Stop eating my sesame cake. Stop eating my sesame cake.
That's the part you're talking about.
I didn't even get the line right. I was saying, do not eat the sesame cake.
It was close.
He said, well,
It
I guess
was
that's close enough,
close.
right?
Yeah, that's close. All right. My last thing here is about The Flash. The Flash has officially become the biggest rated box office bomb. Everything, we live in this terrible day and age where everything sucks. It's a complete disaster for The Flash. And I watched this movie. It was not good. Actually, I like kind of the Wednesday. Did you see Wednesday at all or anything of that? Did you see Wednesday?
I don't like Jenny Ortega. I don't find
Really?
her interesting. No.
Well, Wednesday was good because it was a whole Tim Burton production. So one of the better Tim Burton things he's done of late. He's been pretty bad of late.
He needs to. He needs to maybe do some like really outside the box shit for him, like enough of this like gothic bullshit. Make like Barbie 2, like I want to see him do the reboot.
I know he's got a new girlfriend, by the way. It's not Ava Green anymore.
Oh, great. Well, get ready to see her in the next 5 movies he makes.
So it's Monica Bellucci, who's his girlfriend now. I don't know if you know her.
Really? That old Italian bitch?
I mean, he's fucking old too. But I think she's good looking for her age and who she is.
Yeah, but
I think that one actually kind of makes sense.
She must be trying to get a part.
Maybe that's it. But that's his new baby boo. I don't know if he uses those terms.
Carter. Do you think he fucked Christina Ricci?
I don't know. I actually was into. I like Hal Bonham Carter.
She's okay. I don't know.
And even I heard Dana Radcliffe.
Dana
Radcliffe has said.
She's got like a Lego head.
Dana Radcliffe has said that was like his biggest crush of all time was Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, well, he was a
making
raging
those.
alcoholic, so I don't know if we want to get his.
Dana Radcliffe was a raging alcoholic?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
He was
like
drinking on set, and
really
a lot of times they had to do complete reshoots because he was fucking up entire lines. Yeah.
Really? In Harry Potter? Because he would
I'm
have been like
surprised you never
underage.
came across that, given how much you follow all this like weird movie.
I've never heard of that ever.
Runoff stuff. Yeah, Google it.
I'm looking
Maybe
at. I'm looking up as we
maybe I'm
speak.
Mandela affected some false memory, but
No, you're right. He was blackout drunk during a lot of the Potter series. That's really weird. He would have been like 18? He would have been underage during these things.
Whatever, man. When you're that
Oh, I guess
popular
in
and
England
rich,
they have
you
different
can let you get
drinking
away
ages
with
too.
whatever the fuck.
You only have to
There's
be
like tons
16
of
to
child
drink over
actors
there.
that are like doing heroin and blow at fucking 14. You know what I mean?
Oh, like Drew Barrymore. But we're looking at The Flash was the biggest flop of all time for superhero movies, which I think is just a continuing trend. I think it just no one wants to see these superhero movies anymore. That's the thing.
I gotta
We're
say,
looking at a
Daniel
200.
Radcliffe had a decent career post Harry Potter. He had that Swiss Army Man shit. He had
The Weird
he's
Al
got this
movie.
TV show that he's got going still.
The Weird Al movie.
Yeah, and I heard that shit was good.
That was that wasn't good. I mean, it was good for what it is. Yeah.
Oh, you
it was a
saw
funny
it?
movie. Yeah, I watched it. It was good. I mean, I was entertained. It wasn't like quote good, unquote good, but it was funny.
I don't think I've ever quoted a good.
It was good. I liked it.
Because if like I'm saying it's good, I don't put in quotes because I'm committing to liking it. If it's quote good and it's like, do I really think it's good? You know?
Evan Rachel Wood was a funny Madonna. She had a funny role in the movie.
Who?
It was Evan Rachel Wood. I think she was in what's that?
Wow,
shitty,
she's still going. I thought she got Mansoned.
Charlie Manson?
No, Marilyn.
Oh, okay. What is Charlie Manson? Is that when you get put away in jail for 20 years to life from doing like a desert cult murder?
Being Charlie Manson, yeah. It probably means being like some acid casualty. I'm sure he had like them hooked on heroin or some kind of shit too.
Yeah, do you ever wonder why we don't get any more like desert cult murders? Shouldn't that be more of a thing?
Or president assassinations. Like presidents in the 70s and 80s used to get shot all the time by like weird Manchurian candidates and freaks and all kinds of shit. We need to bring that back, man. We need to put these fuckers on their toes, you know?
Yeah, I question my, life purpose when I don't see like a half retarded guy killing
access to
Biden.
guns now than they ever did back then.
Right.
You would think like there would be like Obama would have been shot up 20 times by how many
King
raging
Obama?
gun nuts there are in the South. There's all these fucking pussies that don't back up their fucking talk, you know? Like they don't actually follow through with their bullshit. They're just gutless assholes like pushing their lame ass agendas, but they don't want to put their life on the line to go, shoot up somebody and die in the process. They're just pussies.
Like Hurt Locker style.
Playing a fucking Song of the South and what's that shit?
I agree with the Song of the South stuff. Yeah, definitely. Best movie on earth.
Not Song of the South. Fuck.
No, Song of the South. I followed Briar Rabbit down that fucking waterfall in Disney.
Birth of a Nation. That's what I meant to say. Birth of a Nation.
Birth of the Nation, Song of the South, same thing.
Did you ever see Black Klansman when they're watching Birth of the Nation all together after they got inducted and they're laughing like it's some like it's a comedy?
I never saw that full movie. I've seen some of it.
It's pretty good. It's based on a well, you could say based on a true
Isn't
story.
Adam Driver? Is it Adam Driver in it? Right?
It's Denzel Washington's son.
Yeah, who's mediocre.
So it's
Denzel
hard to go
Washington's
wrong
son's very
with
mediocre.
that combo.
I just wish I could be on Briar Rabbit's wild ride right now, going down that. What is it? It's not the Space Mountain. It's the other one. Splash Mountain. That's it. It's done. That's closed.
The one where people
that's closed
get
for
really
good.
embarrassing photos taken because they screenshot you right beforehand of the drop.
It's closed now because it was too racist. So now it's George Floyd Mountain.
Oh.
It's just
Do
about.
they sell when you get off Splash Mountain? Do they sell Disney themed "I Can't Breathe" T-shirts?
Exactly. You can. Yep. Mm-hmm. That you can get Can't Breathe water bottles
or it's
or
too hot to
oxygen
breathe.
tanks. You can't. I can't breathe
You
oxygen
see, like
tanks.
those like less offensive versions. Like it's too hot to breathe, so I bought a water fan.
Yeah.
That's peak marketing right there. You know.
Oh yeah.
You gotta.
That's like right under the Who
You gotta
Farted
know
t-shirts.
your audience.
Yep. I mean, that's right under the Who Farted t-shirts. You know, that kind of shit. Right above the smiley face t-shirts from the 70s there.
I've seen this said
Same market.
online, and I agree with it. It's like the more text you have on your shirt or bumper stickers on your car, the less brain cells you usually have functioning.
Well, yeah, what do you expect, man? Exactly.
That's why the Who Farted shirt is so good, is because it's only got a couple characters, but it gets straight to the point.
I haven't seen it in a while too. I haven't seen that shirt in
Well,
in a coon's age, as I would say. Yeah, I mean, I guess in a southern way, I haven't seen that in a coon's age.
If you go to Gadzooks, you're gonna worm your way into at least something with some text on it.
You might need like a H.G. Wells
a silver gem encrusted belt with like really big loopholes.
Well, speaking of loopholes, you might need like a H.G. Wells. You might need like an H.G. Wells time machine to go to a Gadzooks. So I think you might have to go back about 30 years to go to a Gadzooks. You know, like we're getting towards that level. I think now there's just Tilly's. You can go to a Tilly's. Like these Zoomers will know that maybe. Will they know Tilly's? I don't know.
I remember when the Scream store opened up in the mall. It was such a big deal because it was like the first exposure a lot of people had to like New York gay stuff. You know.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I mean it was like they were playing 70s gay anthems on soundtrack on loop.
What's the 70s gay anthem? Like
Born to Be Alive.
Born to Be Alive. What's that song?
I mean, watch the video. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Born to Be Alive? Who does that?
It's like a Donna Summer male ripoff. Some guy with a cane in a suit, and they do some
good.
like.
Was Donna Summer part of that gay 70s world?
Yeah, but
she was from Blondie, right?
Singer.
Blondie?
And Giorgio Ramoter, who was like one of the earlier electronic music pioneers, produced all her stuff. Neither one of them has any affiliation or association. It's just they adopted the music to the community.
Well, what about Debbie Harry? Does she fall into this? Debbie Harry? Blondie singer? Born in I think she's from New Jersey. Or somewhere.
Debbie Harry was in Videodrome.
I saw Debbie Harry in the Muppets show. Singing with Kermit.
Yeah, she was cute. She's
especially like kind of like what is it? She's sort of like an alternative cute person.
They have good
like, alternative
power pop type shit. You know, like before they started doing disco crossover stuff. They were just more of like a proto punk kind of Ramones type group, but with much better writing and song structure. But they came out.
I saw her doing different songs. I think she did the Heart of Glass song on the Muppets. You ever heard of Heart of Glass?
Yeah, that's their like disco stuff. But when they first came out, it was them with like television and.
Have you ever heard of the Bee Gees?
Yeah. But apparently, like early Bee Gees stuff is
stuff is really good.
It's really good, really like good. Beatles rip off type of shit. because when you have it's same with like the Beach Boys. When you have brothers that all have the same harmonic scale of vocals, you can't.
Right.
It's like the Jacksons too. You
Yeah,
can't
it's just
replicate
the
that
harmon.
as much as you
Yep.
want to try it with like just session musicians or vocalists or whatever.
Yeah, it's a different kind of harmony that you could do.
It's just pure. It's fun.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely accurate. But I have heard the Bee Gees, and I know a lot of stuff. I mean, I know John Travolta. I think he was kind of hiding his sexuality at the time, but
I mean, there probably is also something to singing and being abused that is very impactful and in a sick way advantageous, because a lot of
like MJ,
great singers are like damaged, fucked up people. I mean,
it's like a lot of them. You're right. You're right.
There's something that comes with like the level of I don't know, like putting yourself through that allows you to like connect with people without, I don't know how to put it, like it's like what's the word when like you like catharsis or something, or
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Like Marlon Jackson. Everyone knows Marlon Jackson out of the Jackson 5, right?
What did he play?
He danced around. I think he sang.
Oh, he had like a tambourine or some shit.
You don't remember Marlon Jackson? Come on. You don't know Marlon? He was like the second youngest.
I know Marlon Wayans.
Who was besides from Michael? Who was the biggest one? Was it Jermaine? Was it Jermaine Jackson?
No, it was Janet.
I'm talking the Jackson 5. Janet's the fucking run-off shit. Come on.
Shit, I don't know.
Gotta be Jermaine, right? Or was it Tito? Just because he played.
No.
guitar?
I think Tito's more of a joke. I think there's better vocalists that are known for.
I'm saying. I think it's fucking Jermaine. He would actually get vocal parts.
Yeah, I mean, like.
And he married Gordy.
Michael Jackson's not the only one that's like extremely talented. Everyone else in the family had to sing and play a fucking.
So it's probably Jackie Jackson, and Jermaine Jackson.
Like, that's got to be hard to do. Like singing and playing an instrument at the same time is not, Like I remember seeing a video. The drummer from the band would.
Oh, he was really good.
He talked about like how
Levon Helm
adapt his drumming style to make certain vocal parts easier for him to do at the same time, and like a fill he would do at certain points when he needed like to take a breath to not be so taxed on whatever part he had to sing, like. And also the guy from the Eagles, what's his name, Don Henley, I think, or
he was good too.
No, I'm thinking of the drummer from Genesis that went solo.
Phil Collins.
Yeah, Phil Collins.
Yeah, he was an Eagle for a little bit. My favorite Eagle is Joe Walsh.
Yeah, apparently
like
some of his solo shit's really good too.
Yeah, his album on the Warriors is really good. He's good. He was good, man. Joe Walsh is better than the Eagles. That's a better way to put it.
No, he's like his like guitar
way better.
Shit is crazy, but then he will like sing a little
Rocky
bit.
Mountain High, man.
It's not, like terrible, like it's good enough to like pass.
No, it's good. I would say like Rocky Mountain High is a great song.
Yeah, but I mean, the vocals are just like scraping by. It's not like.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've been to the Rockies and been high, you know that Joe Walsh did it right. And I've been there.
Okay.
I've been high, so it's part of that. It all lines up, man. Now, like John Denver, I mean, he's kind of just run the mill faggot. But
yeah, but there's this one song I heard of his, something about like being on an airplane or some shit. The melodies are really nice, and I think Mama Cass from.
No, I mean John Denver's good. I mean, he's all right.
What the fuck was Mama Cass from?
You're thinking of Leaving on a Jet Plane, right? Leaving on a Jet Plane. I think that's his song. Yeah, I mean John Denver's not bad. He's a good songwriter. Good for the like a fake country pop rock guy. Good for what he is.
More
for
like a folky fuck.
Kind of more like leaning towards country and rock with John Denver, but folk is in there too. Yeah, that's true.
When did folk rock start? Was that when like Bob Dylan went electric and that kind of shit?
It's kind of like early '60s, like Joan Baez, like Bob Dylan, like that's. I mean, when did Joan Baez start? That's when I would say that folk era really kicked.
No, I'm talking about folk rock, like when you.
Yeah, I would say her too.
Remember, you had a guitar that was acoustic, but you could plug it into an amp.
Oh yeah. My Ovation guitar.
Yeah, those always sounded really good. I like those guitars a lot. Like
they're you know, I don't think you see a lot of them anymore. Those are really nice guitars. Although the funny thing is, I think
it sounded like
you can still find them. I think
type shit.
I don't think they've like the funny thing about them is I don't think they've changed their design for like
type of stuff.
Oh yeah. I don't think they've changed their design for like 20 years. So that's telling you something. You could buy the same fucking Ovation guitar today. So that's pretty good.
Bear had some really good shit. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like Vekidamist. It's really good.
Yeah, that was a great album. Yeah. Super gay, but
it's just
like, good album.
So lush.
Another good album is the Department of Eagles. Was I think the guitar player. I like their stuff a lot.
There's two different versions of Department of Eagles. There's the like pre-Grizzly Bear stuff where it's just two guys, and then
that's good too.
The second version where it's the main like singer-songwriter guy who is
Panda Bear. Is it not? It's not Panda Bear, right? Is it?
No.
I gotta search this.
It's like
what's his name?
The only connection to
it's Daniel Rosen, or whatever.
And he had a solo album that came out just recently. It's pretty good. It's a lot of it's sort of like the Sea and Cake, where it's acoustic stuff mixed with
Wait, he had a solo album, Daniel Rosen?
Yeah, it came out I think a year or 2 years ago.
What's it called? Painted Ruins? Oh, I see. You Belong There. It's called. You Belong There.
Yeah, it's
That's interesting. I wouldn't mind checking that out.
It's like a combination of like acoustic folk stuff with like chamber music. You know,
cool.
There's like weird strings mixed with woodwinds.
Yeah, he was always the better one of the whole band.
There's also really intricate jazz drumming. Like the drumming on the album is really fucking good. But
this is it. You're looking at this now on my screen. Is this it? You Belong There? Is this it? Chamber folk, baroque folk, pop by Warp Records.
Yeah, and you don't get stuff released on Warp that's not electronic if it's not good. Like they don't fuck around.
Got to the top 20 of UK independent albums. That's pretty good. That's good for them. Good for Daniel Rosen.
Yeah, his vocals are just like so soft to the point of they feel like brittle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like every time he says something, it just feels like it's so strained and hard to even.
I gotta check this out. That's actually an album.
No, it's good. It's just
I've been mostly listening to rap.
Something more like of a band, but it's really more him with like orchestration, and then it's like he got a bunch of like jazz musicians to come in, and it's weird because it's it's acoustic, but it's almost sounds like math rock at times of how intricate the time signatures get, and it's nice because they're long songs, but there's so many different parts and like transitions and you know, I don't know, there's like so much within like 3 minutes of a track. It almost sounds like a film score at times.
Oh, cool. I've been listening to a lot of
like there's vocals, but they're really just kind of mixed in. It's more of like an instrumental album, like it's almost
nice.
like acoustic post rock type of thing with jazz type of undertones and stuff, but his vocals are still there. Like I don't think he's a bad singer or anything, but
he's like a very
it's not like really what I'm
level bard. He's not like a great singer, but he can carry
I think
melody.
His just like his guitar playing is really interesting, and the way that I don't know, like like the frets, you can like hold them certain ways to where like you can lightly strum. He stays like in that zone all the time, but still gets so much out of it. I don't know how to explain it. Like because you've played like acoustic guitar, it's hard, right? Don't you have to you have to press really hard just to get any sound out of it?
Yeah, I mean, once you get used to acoustic guitar, it's not really much different. But if you're a beginner guitar player, you'll notice the strain.
No, like when you play electric guitar, like the work's done for you. Like it's amplified to create.
No, not really. It's, I mean,
you have to.
I would say this, like I would notice it when you're first playing guitar or starting guitar that you have to press down a little harder on acoustic. But once you get used to guitar, there's not really much difference. But I do have to say, I do think I like playing guitar, electric guitar a little better. But like I was saying, I was talking about this before. I've been listening to a lot of like 90s hip hop, and I found this little function on Spotify. There's a DJ
Do you like
function.
Black Moon?
Yeah, I do like Black Moon. But on Spotify, it's a DJ function where it starts to like AI generate you songs. And the coolest thing about this is, since I've been listening to like 90s hip hop and like, other hip hop stuff, it's AI generated songs that they sampled. So I'm getting all these pop-ups of like 70s funk and shit that actually are like the AI, like the rap samples that the 90s like rap used. So I'm kind of popping up with weird rap, like songs I've never heard that are from like black bands from the 70s. It's actually kind of awesome. So it's actually very smart. Very smart of them.
Check out Gangstar. They have.
Oh, I love Gangstar. I love Gangstar a lot. I love them.
They have so much like this ridiculous production because DJ Premier is insane.
I love Work. That song Work.
When I hear his beats, I really don't know how the fuck he makes them. Like this is like Pro Tools and like computer editing stuff. Like he's doing this on an MPC. I don't know how.
There's an album called Moment of Truth from 1998 that's really fucking good.
So that's the self-titled
really fucking good.
Album.
Almost like everything on that is good. No, I'm a big fan of Gangstar. It's funny that you mentioned that. That's one of my favorite rap groups of the 90s there.
I found out about them from Quasimodo because
they sample shit or like
shit out of them. Yeah.
But then that's the cool thing about this AI thing is it actually brings up the samples of the samples where it's like now I'm seeing bands from the 70s that are actually playing it. It's kind of cool. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know this is where they took it from. And I was like, oh, this is smart. They're actually like kind of locating the samples of the stuff I like and showing me those songs. So I'll give Spotify that credit. That's a pretty cool feature there. The DJ feature.
Yeah, but it's also kind of weird and insidious. So
no, I don't mind it because at least it's like it's showing me it's actually I guess it's showing me where they took the stuff from. Like I heard a 70s song
it took
the sample.
before Pulse Boutique came out, that album would have never happened. Like it would have been shut down before it even.
It was like a fucking so many
even
samples.
created.
The budget's probably crazy. Well, that was before the budget. That's before the budget of samples probably even happened, right? But I'm like, you know that like, it's like that "My Name is Slim Shady" song, like that Slim Shady, like "My Name is Slim Shady" song. I found like the 70s fucking version of that where he took that from. You know, like that whole sample.
What is it?
I forget what it was, but I forget what it was, but I was listening, like it pulled it up, and I was like, oh shit, this is where they took that sample from, and it's like basically the whole song of Slim Shady, "What My Name Is" or whatever, like it's all taken from there, and I was like, oh, this song's like basically done before he took it and then rapped over it. And I was like, oh shit, it's like he didn't even really like sample it much. It was like, I'd say he sampled like a full minute and a half. It's not even like a quick sample. Another good band I saw was called Crumb. Crumb. You ever heard of the band Crumb? Kind of like a girl rock indie band.
No.
Check out a song called Ghost Ride. Ghost Ride by Crumb. It was pretty good. That's something I listened to recently. But I gotta head out, man.
Yeah.
Be back on Tuesday. We're Wizard_Shack. John Lovitz is he's got 20K in Disney stock, so you know he's following this shit heavily. So see you guys, and check out that album by Daniel Rosen because it sounds good. I'm gonna be checking it out in a few. See you guys.